Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing the concept of embassy parasites. And there's another actually American attorney who's on YouTube that I actually was watching a video of. Not going to mention his name here. I will try to privately reach out in the next, hopefully in the next week if I can get around to it, and maybe just privately mention to him that I watched his video. Hopefully maybe he'll see this and maybe that'll sort of start a conversation, but I don't want to mention any names, and I'm not really bringing this up for any other reason than I thought it was interesting that he used the term embassy parasites. And to be clear, we're not talking about the personnel at an embassy, but he brought up something that I don't think that a lot of folks, even immigration attorneys, fully understand if they're practicing in the U.S. or folks that are in the U.S. trying to bring a loved one over, is that, yeah, there is a certain energy around an embassy in a sense, or maybe that's the wrong word. The embassy does, especially if it's what's called a high volume post, where a lot of visa cases, especially of generally the same type, generally processed through that particular post, you will see these so-called visa agents, sometimes referred to as notarios. They sort of congregate, especially physically near the embassy compound, the chancery, if you want to call it that. I remember 10 years ago, not so much now, but down on Wireless Road near the embassy compound, near the consulate, you would actually see people out on the street. They were literal, like it was like a carnival barker. They would literally try to pull you in to these visa agent offices. And here's the problem. Nobody is going to begrudge people for trying to earn a living. But I do begrudge people trying to earn a living when, first of all, they're not legally able to do so, pursuant to 8 CFR 292.1. American law stipulates who can represent folks before immigration tribunals. The other reason for this video is they can cause these sort of amateurs, scam artists in some cases, just outright scammers sometimes, fake lawyers, quote-unquote visa agents, notarios, call them whatever you will. They can cause tremendous amount of damage in cases. And it's frankly something I don't make videos on as often as maybe I otherwise could, because I just don't, it's kind of commonplace. I don't see it as often as I once did, but once every quarter at least I see a case that comes off someone that, we were near the embassy and we got into this office and they were sort of answering our questions, in a lot of cases telling you what you want to hear. And then, we hired them to file things, and they either file junk, they file just a trash filing, they don't know what they're doing, or they overtly lie, or they tell you to lie. There's all kinds of problems with dealing with one of these quote-unquote parasites. You really want to reach out, find someone reputable, a legal professional who can provide solid legal advice. And look, immigration law is a narrow but very deep body of law. It has, things that seem trivial can have tremendous ramifications on an overall case. So again, having somebody that's really thoroughly qualified to be able to provide insight into these cases, believe me, that is definitely something that will behoove you, as opposed to just, again, some tout on the street that pulls you in and says, yeah, just fill out some forms and it's all easy peasy. That's not really the way it works, especially now. Again, COVID restrictions being what they are, and then on top of it, in the aftermath of the last administration, everything's difficult, and it was an already complex process before all of this.